Hi, and welcome to Wow Talk. I'm Donna Cappuccitti, a thriving cancer survivor.
And I'm her naturopathic doctor, Darlene Gustin. We're here to encourage, educate, and empower you on your journey to optimum wellness.
Welcome. Now, today we have a special guest who has been with us before, and her name is Dr. Linda Brown. And rather than I do the introduction, why don't I have Dr. Brown tell you all about herself, and maybe you can recall who she is and what we talked about last time. Anyway, you take it. Take it away.
Thank you so much. It is my pleasure to be back here with you. And as you'd mentioned, my name is Dr. Linda Brown. I'm a naturopathic doctor. I've been practicing for over 20 years. And I work with all kinds of people, but mostly with women who are stressed out, overwhelmed, exhausted. Many of them are in the age group of, the ones that I see are over 40 years. And a lot of the health conditions that I work with are actually related in some way to the stress that they're under.
Okay. Can you elaborate on some of the common stress-induced health issues that you address or that women have?
Absolutely. And a lot of the issues that it doesn't mean that they're caused by stress, but certainly they can be aggravated by the stress.
Sure.
So most of the women that I see actually are dealing with some form of digestive issues. So gas, bloating, very, very, very common. And so that is a major one, whether or not women actually think it's a problem. Sometimes they're just so used to living with it that
Exactly.
it just feels natural.
Like that. Yeah.
Right?
Yes, I know. I kind of know what you mean there.
Exactly.
No, but it's true. Like if you have something and you've had it for most of your life or for the last 10 years or whatever the case may be, you think it's just normal or that it's just part of the aging process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So go on.
So that's one. A lot of women are struggling with insomnia. So they're having a really, really hard time sleeping. And very often that's related to the stress that they're dealing with in life, at their work, with their families and their relationships. They are very often exhausted. They're feeling burnt out. They're feeling overwhelmed. They might be feeling slightly anxious as well, not really understanding why.
Yeah, I get that.
Right?
Some mornings I wake up and I don't know. And I'll say, why am I feeling this? It's like I have butterflies.
That's right.
In my tummy, and I'm thinking, what? Like I'm not writing an exam. I'm
Exactly.
done. So
Exactly.
why am I feeling this?
Exactly. Yeah. And then on top of that, because women are women, we're always going through hormonal changes up and down. And, especially when we're getting into, things like PMS, for example,
Mm-hmm.
right? Sometimes it can get really, really crazy. And that can be affected by stress, and absolutely menopausal symptoms like hot flashes can be brought on, triggered by stressful situations.
Oh man. So what is your approach when you have a patient come in, and what's your approach to treating women that have any of these symptoms?
Well, first of all, I have to figure out what's going on. I have to find out from them what their experience is, because that's the most important thing. One of the things is that very often women who are struggling with whatever they've been struggling with for a long time don't necessarily get the validation that it actually exists.
Exactly.
So they don't really have anyone to really tell that, oh my gosh, this is not the way that I want to feel because it's not validated. So they have the opportunity to come in and speak with me. And we spend actually a significant amount of time with me finding out, step by step, what it is that they have been experiencing. And then after that, we look at investigation. We look at ways to try and actually help the problems that they're dealing with.
Okay. So I guess that's along the lines of you'll consider factors like lifestyle, their diet.
Absolutely.
And their emotional well-being. So
absolutely.
So what do you do? Would you just ask them questions about it, get more of a case history?
Yes. A lot of the information does come out in the case history. We ask very, very specific questions. Mm-hmm. And some of them might seem a little bit unusual, and people might be looking at me going, why are you asking me that?
Yeah, but almost you're not my therapist, so to speak. But
right.
Yeah, so you might get right into those types of personal questions.
It's very personal.
Okay.
And very related to what it is that I'm forming a picture in my mind of what I feel might be going on and finding out information to add to that or to negate that. So that's sort of the beginning of it. When we talk about lifestyle and diet, those are the foundations of everything that's going on. And they're also the things that are very easily affected. So if a woman is not feeling healthy, not feeling at the top of her game, things tend to suffer. She's busy giving to her family, giving to her partner, giving to her work. And then the one that suffers is herself and her own health.
All the
lifestyle goes down.
Yes.
That includes sleep. That can become very sporadic because she's maybe not getting enough sleep, maybe not getting enough quality sleep. And the diet will definitely suffer as well, because then you get into this mode of kind of grabbing whatever's available because you're busy spreading yourself so thin you're doing everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now would you run tests like to check on blood sugar and those types of things? And as you were saying, I guess age, like whether we're going through PMS or whether it's menopausal symptoms.
Absolutely.
Or I guess even like postpartum. I mean, there's a million
things. And when we deal with digestion and all, there are all kinds of tests that we can do. Depending on the types of issues that are coming up, I might recommend some of the tests that we have available at the office. We do live blood cell analysis, for example, which gives a really, really great picture as to what is going on in the body that shouldn't be there, right?
Okay.
What are the things that we need to get out?
And can you walk us through the structure of a typical 1 hour initial visit? So I'm feeling these symptoms. I call you up, Dr. Brown.
Yes.
Make an appointment.
Yes.
What's going to happen when I walk through
So you're going to walk through the door with paperwork in hand, ready for me to take a look at.
Of course. Some intake forms, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't want to spend too much time going through all of that stuff that you've already filled out for me.
Okay.
But I'm looking for very, very specific information. We have a good conversation about what you've been struggling with. I will do a physical exam because a big part of the assessment is actually what I can see and feel and, observe while you're there with me in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Very often I will recommend further testing. So as I mentioned, we do live blood cell analysis, which is very important. Sometimes I might recommend hair mineral analysis, and that can give also information about nutritional deficiencies, organ systems that might not be working to capacity. There may be stool tests that might be useful, especially if somebody is dealing with digestive gas bloating.
Sure.
And so I will usually give some form of initial recommendation, and then we'll see what comes back from the test results. And we're able to really tailor a treatment individualized to you for what you're struggling with.
Okay. So you would be able, so you're saying that you might be able to give some recommendations.
Yes.
Prior to getting the specific test results. So we could get going on the treatment, so to speak, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And some
Which
of those
is great. Sometimes you want to just get
going. Sometimes things are really obvious to me. Right in the beginning, we need to get started on this. Let's wait for the results on that, and then we can tailor it. And some things I would much rather not. I'd rather wait. And sometimes it might be, things that you can change about behavior patterns. Things that you're doing that need to shift. Like, for example, if you're not sleeping well, you're getting up, 3 times in the night. There might be a particular reason for that. And that can be easily solved if you just shift something else until earlier in the evening.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And for these types of appointments, would an insurance perhaps cover it? Extended health benefits?
Very often. Yeah.
Yeah, because,
yes.
Go on.
Naturopathic medicine is not covered by OHIP.
Okay.
And, but most health insurance plans these days have coverage for naturopathic medicine. So whether that is a work plan or personal plans, really a lot of times people don't even realize that they're covered.
Exactly.
So they need to go and investigate that, find out what the coverage is, and then they'll know when they're coming in to see us.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great because that would be encouraging. Knowing that it's not completely out of pocket or there may be, some sort of supplement there.
Absolutely. So
for someone who's listening, let's say right now, and they would like to book an appointment, what are the next steps? Like, what should they do?
Yeah. So, it's very easy, first of all, to book a free 15-minute consultation with me. And so what that is, I'm not doing any treatment, but it's a way to connect with me and just find out if I feel like I can help you. Because quite frankly, if I don't feel I can help somebody, I don't want to take them on as a patient. I might know somebody else who really has more of a focus in what they're dealing with. So in order to do, so in order to do that, they can contact us through our website at brontehealth.com.
brontehealth.com. Okay.
And book a 15-minute consult with me.
Okay. That sounds good. Now, would you like to share anything else with us?
One thing that I wanted to say is that what I find with the women I work with, a lot of the physical health challenges that they're dealing with really are linked to their emotional health. And the emotional health is something that I really love working with women on. You know, I have some tools that I use and some tools that I teach them that can be extremely beneficial to help them to move from a place of feeling stuck, not knowing what to do about their health, not knowing what to do about their life, and to be able to move through to the next level. And so those are areas that, you know, I would encourage any woman who is maybe struggling in their lives, struggling in their relationships with their spouse. They don't feel like they have anybody to talk to about what's going on with their health, that they can come in and feel free to talk to me. You know, it's okay if they cry. Women come in and cry all the time and they apologize for crying. It's like, no, this is a safe space and please come in and see me and cry all you want.
I was just going to say that for sure it would be a safe place. And, you know, and you give that energy too, that I, you know, I feel safe.
Oh,
so this is great. Yeah. So we did have an interview with you. Yes. I want to say almost about a year ago now. And let's talk a little bit about that. And then for more in depth, our listeners can refer back to the topic. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about that again?
So when we spoke the last time,
yes,
we were talking quite a bit about one of the techniques that I use, which is called EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique.
Yes.
Tapping, which is one thing that I've been doing for, again, over 20 years with women. And it really helps to shift through, to break patterns, to break fears, to break things that are holding you back and keeping you stuck. It also helps with physical aches and pains that can be related to some of the emotions that we're feeling.
That is wild. You know, we don't
really
think about that enough. We just don't. I don't think we're conditioned to, you know, so I will look at what the episode is and which season, and I will add that to the description here.
Sounds amazing.
Because that is really something. And I don't think there's a ton of people out there that do this sort of thing. I really don't.
Exactly.
So it's good to know that we can do that, and right here in Oakville as well. And if there's anything else that you'd like to add before we end this interview?
I would just say that, you know, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today.
Oh, thank you. You as well.
Oh, thank you so much. And and I look forward to seeing anyone who is out there in the audience listening right now and who feels that I might be able to help them. Please book a 15-minute call with me.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. And we will have all that information again in the description. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for coming back. It's so great to have you again.
Thank you for inviting me.
Anytime. Bye for now.